Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 6. Hope you are doing well. This is your teacher, Miss Yusra Mughal, and this is your second week video of English. So, students, in this video, we will have to do two exercises. One exercise is of text, and the other one is of grammar. Now, let's begin our work with the text exercise. Open your book at page number 3 and exercise A. In this exercise, you will have to complete the sentences by adding the words from the passage. As you have seen, there are some words which are missing and you'll have to add them from the passage. And for this exercise, it is necessary that you'll have to just read the lesson before. And I hope that you already did it. So we start with the exercise. Aladdin lived a long time ago. Number 2. Every day he played in the street because he was lazy and didn't want to work. Number 3. The man said that he was Aladdin's uncle and that he had come from Africa. Aladdin was pleased because the wizard bought him beautiful clothes. They went for a long walk along a stony path. The wizard told Aladdin to fetch some wood to make a fire. The wizard threw something on the fire and made a magic spell. A hole opened in the ground, and there was a big stone at the bottom of the hole. There was a lamp under the stone, and Aladdin went down to fetch it. In the garden, there were a lot of trees covered with wonderful jewels. There was a wall at the end of the garden. Aladdin put the lamp inside his shirt and picked a lot of jewels from the trees. He could not climb the steps because the jewels were heavy. When the wizard asked for the lamp, Aladdin could not reach it because it was under the jewels. The wizard shut Aladdin in the hole so that Aladdin was alone in the dark. When Aladdin rubbed the ring on his finger, a big ugly jinn appeared. So as you have seen that these all words which are missing, they can be found easily from the passage. Right, my dear students? Now it's time for the grammar exercise. So students, what you will have to do in this exercise, that you will have to make simple questions of the sentences, right? There are some sentences, positive sentences or affirmative sentences are given in your book, and what you will have to do, you will have to make question of those sentences and then answer short answer, right? For example, if I can take number 1 as an example, that she has a kitten, while I am making it as a sentence, as a question, so has she a kitten, right? And then short answer in yes and no. So yes she has and no she hasn't. If I go for the complete answer, so I can write yes she has a kitten, no she has not a kitten, right? But it is the need of the exercise, as already they have mentioned, that will have to write the short answers in this exercise. So this is the exercise number C of page number 5, in which you will have to make questions of the sentences which are given in the book, and then you will have to write short answers in yes and no. Take another one. You have a brother, so make it question that have you a brother, then short answer yes I have, no I haven't. Are you getting my point? I have an apple. Make it a sentence that have I an apple? Yes I have, no I haven't. So in this way you will have to complete this exercise by making first make question of the sentence, then answer it shortly. We have a good football team. Have we a good football team? Yes we have, no we haven't. They have a good leader. Have they a good leader? Yes they have, no they haven't. The headmaster has a new house. Yeah, has the headmaster a new house? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. The dog has a red collar. Has the dog a red collar? Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. Every question has question mark. Has every question a question mark? Yes, it has. No. You have a big head. Have you a big head? Yes, you have. No, you haven't. The workmen have a tractor. Have the workmen a tractor? Yes, they have. No, they haven't. So have you understand that exercise and how it should be done? It should be done in your grammar copy in the same manner. Right, my dear students? So if we are talking about grammar, so the grammar start with the tenses. So we have three kinds of tenses, that is present, past and future. And in the present we'll have to do whatever right now, we'll discuss it in present tense, and whatever is past already done before, so it comes in past, and what you want to do upcoming, what your future plans and what you will have to do, so we discuss these things in the future, right? So there are four kinds of each tenses. So simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So today we are going to start with the first tense, present, and the first kind, that is present simple tense. So student, as you have seen in the picture that the action happens always, usually or regularly, like whatever you do on your regular basis, your repeated action, it's which we are discussing in the simple present tense. Basically simple present tense based on your repeated action or your habitual activities, like whatever you do on the regular basis. Here are some examples given, that Michael jogs every day and he usually jogs at night, right? So there are two things which they are discussing, that whatever you do on the regular basis or whatever you do as your habit. So both are the two things discussed in present simple tense. Here as you can see, I wake up every day at 8 o'clock. This is the habit of a person, that he or she should be wake up at 8 o'clock. So whatever you do repeatedly, whatever you do in your regular time, that wake up, get up, take a shower, get dressed, comb hair, have breakfast, go to work, have lunch, cook dinner, have dinner, watch TV, go to bed. All these things you'll have to do on your regular basis. So these are discussed in the present simple tense. In present simple tense, what you'll have to do with he, she, it, you'll have to add s and es to the end of the verb, right? In other words, with the third person singulars, you will have to add s and es with the verb, and with the first and second person, there is no need to add s and es with the verbs. As you have seen the structure, the structure is mentioned over here, subject plus verb plus object, subject plus verb plus ses plus object. So come with the some of the examples. I go to school daily, they play cricket, we watch movie, you eat an apple. Examples for the third person singular, he drinks water, she reads book, Ali sleeps. So have you seen the major difference in these two examples? Yes, with the third person singular, we are adding s with the verbs, s and es with the verbs, right my dear students? But with the first and second person, we are not adding anything with the verbs. So while making negative in the present simple, use do not and does not. While make a negative sentence, we'll have to use two helping verbs, that is do and does, right? We do not work in a school and he does not speak English. So there is some more thing. Here you go with the structure. Structure is mentioned over here, written over here, subject plus do plus not plus verb plus object, right? So with the first and second person, I do not go to school daily. They do not play cricket. We do not watch movie. You do not eat an apple. With the first and the second person, you will have to add do with it, and with the third person, you will have to add does. Now look at some of the examples that he does not drink water. She does not read book. Ali does not sleep. So have you seen something over here? Yes, I haven't add s and es with the verbs while I am making the sentence in third person singular. Why? Because I am already using does over here. Whenever you are using does while making negative and interrogative sentences, there is no need to add s and es with the verbs. But in the positive sentences, you will have to add s and es with the verbs. Are you getting my point, my students? While making negative and interrogative sentences, we are using already does, so there is no need to add s and es with the verbs. But in the positive or affirmative sentences, there is need to add s and es with the verbs. So now question in the present simple change word order and use do and does. Like, look at some of the examples. Do you work here? Does he speak English? Right, my dear students, what you will have to do, you will have to just change the word order. For example, that the helping verbs comes at the start of the sentence. Let's see the structure of the sentence. Do plus subject plus verb plus object and plus question mark. Obviously it is compulsory. Does plus subject plus verb plus object plus question mark. Do I go to school daily? Do they play cricket? Do we watch movie? Do you eat an apple? Examples of third person. Does he drink water? Does she read book? Does Ali sleep? Right, my dear students? Are you getting my point? While making affirmative sentences with third person singular, it means he, she, it. We are adding s and es with the verbs. And while making interrogative and negative of third person singular, we'll add helping verb. Which helping verb? Helping verb does, and there is no need to add s and es with the verbs. Right, my dear students? Now, verbs that end in ss, sh, ch, tch, x add es in the third person singulars. Right? For example, he watches a lot of TV series. He washes the dishes. It searches for information online. She mixes the ingredients together. Right? So the words and with these sentences, these alphabets, you will have to add es. Right, my dear students, at the end. And verbs that end in o also add es in the third person singular. For example, here is an example written over here. It echoes inside the cave. There is another example. The verb and with o, there are so many, like go. So whenever we use go with the third person singular, we can add es. For example, he goes to school daily. She does her work regularly. Right? So whenever y verbs in the third person singular, add ies if the previous letter is a consonant. As you have seen in the example that we are adding ies in place of y, right? And the word comes before y is consonant. Now what are consonants? Consonants are those alphabets which are not vowels, right? So those alphabets which are not vowels, so we can replace y with ies, right? And if there is a vowel before, then we can add simply s only. Right, my dear students? I hope students you can learn, you can enjoy the lesson and you can understand the lesson. Now it is time for the home assignment, that do exercise A of page number 3 in your text copy, do exercise C of page number 5 in your grammar copy, and copy down the definition, structure, examples of present simple tense in your grammar copy, and do translation of present simple tense in your grammar copy. Right, my dear students, I hope you enjoy the lesson. Stay safe. Allah Hafiz.